there, it's me. I'm Nobody.
Prepare that booty!
And today I want to talk about the most misunderstood type of peoples in the lands between. Those dirty twinks. And of course, gankers. One of my favorite topics. And one of the most controversial. Twinks are very misunderstood. I mean, there are a lot out there who are just toxic little butt trolls who loves to give new players a bad experience. You know, the whole shebang, rot pots, rot arrows, bleed bolts, etc. But on the other hand, you have the ones who basically have to get a bunch of stuff to defend themselves against overleveled phantoms. Because let's face it, they are out there. And most of the time, when you invade, you're gonna encounter a overleveled phantom running alongside the little low-level host, believe it or not. Now, the biggest argument of why people dislike twinks so much is because they're running people's new game, like new players. They're giving them a hard time, you know, which makes them bitter against invaders in general, which is a fair assessment. If you don't use your Twinkie powers wisely, people are gonna dislike you for, you know, using them. But on the other hand, in a game where you can go just about anywhere as soon as you enter the lands between, are you still a twink in that type of scenario? Because the creators didn't specify what level you had to be in what area. There are suggestions, but they never said you have to be this certain level when you go into the DLC. Because, let's face it, getting to the DLC at level 32 is hard as balls. But it is very doable, and quite fun, I may add. Do you need rot bolts with the bone bow and rot pots and in-game weapons to win against a new player? I mean, depending on your skill level, maybe. But for the average player, definitely not. Do you need all that to basically fight against multiple people along with overleveled phantoms who have already beat the game and have in-game gear of their own? Definitely. If you ever try to create a new character and use base game weapons that you get at the beginning to fight overleveled phantoms, you're gonna have a bad day. And to be honest, you don't need all that stuff to fight the new people because, I mean, sometimes they just get killed by themselves.
What the fuck is going
without
on?
you doing anything at all. So let's dive deep into this topic and find out just exactly what is going on in the lands between against twinks and gankers. Oh yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe because it's free and it really helps me out, and I really do appreciate all the support. Let's go talk about Twinkies. Okay, bye. Why do twinkers twink? Good question. It's most likely because they're tired of getting smashed by overpowered weapons in the late game and want to try holding their own in the early game, where things aren't so rough and you're less likely to get one-shotted. Overleveled phantoms are still a problem, but they're not as bad. And you can still die from dirty wizards spamming spells in the back, but it's a lot less likely. And PvP overall feels a lot more balanced, meaning it takes more hits for you to get deleted. For the ones who go after the new players just because they can, I don't know. I'm not part of that group, and I do find it not that fun because it's not much of a challenge. But yeah, if they're mobbing 3 deep throw all the rock pots you want, because, you know, it's best to get them early on than them smashing you early on. And the biggest argument is they're new players. This game has been out for 2 to 3 years now, and I'm pretty sure there's not many new players playing today. There may be a few, but most of the players, you know, summoning their buddies to get invaded, they have already played the game before and know what they're doing. And if you're a new player, shouldn't you be going through the game solo anyways? Question mark. I know people play different than I do, and some people do like to be handheld throughout the game. But starting this game, they need to understand if they summon buddies, then they are allowing invaders to enter their world. And of course they don't like the argument, if you don't like invaders, well, don't play the game, or don't summon your buddies. They don't like that argument at all. I mean, maybe this game isn't for them, but they want to play it so badly for some reason that they're willing to get invaded, but they don't like it. They'll still trash talk it all day long. Bad red man bad. Going through the game with your handheld good.
Surprise, motherfucker.
I guess me being a somewhat, you know, knowledgeable player, I just don't get it. You know, the handheld part. I find it easier and a lot faster to go through the game than being with buddies. I'm sure it's somewhat fun, but not for me. I've tried co-op before and it's just a little boring. Not much of a challenge there at all. But the twinks going after new players, yes, that is definitely cancer. But when the roles are reversed, when you have a host that don't know what they're doing, and 2 overleveled phantoms that know somewhat of what they're doing, and they all go after the invader at the same time, you know, not giving any fucks, and just want to kick the invader out of their world, I mean, aren't they just as bad as the Twinkie invader? Imagine that you're invading, and you haven't, you know, twinked yourself out yet. And you go up against these overleveled phantoms and they pretty much smash you out of existence. Because you cannot compete with their gear, their health potions, their talismans, or their long HP bar. Not to mention fighting multiple opponents at once. Is it doable? Yes, it's doable. Even with all the weapons that you gathered through the Twinkie business, that doesn't guarantee you a win against 3 people. I believe that some luck is involved when it comes to the PvP in this game. Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't, and you die. It's just part of the game. Some people get, you know, their feelings hurt when they lose and get pointed down at by the red bad man or the dirty new host. Because let's face it, most of the hosts and phantoms, they love teabagging and pointing down at the invaders. I guess because once upon a time the invader had did it to them, I don't know. But like I stated in one of my previous videos, it's just a cycle of toxicness that just keeps going round. And it will not stop, no matter how much I preach. It will keep going forever as long as Souls games exist.
Hello. Hi.
Well, as long as PvP exists in Souls games. You know, with Night Rain and whatever, it's not looking good. But I have faith in the great Miyazaki. I know Michael Zaki will treat us well in the future. Why do gankers gank these, you know, seemingly new baby invaders? Even if they see they haven't been twinked out, they still go after them in full force. Why? I don't know if it makes them feel good or not, but it's weird. Some people want PvP out of the game altogether. They don't want to be invaded by the bad red man. But honestly, can you tell me that this game will still be fun without that, you know, that feeling that something may happen in a few minutes as you're trying to get to this boss? A feeling of dread, excitement, and just the feeling of the unknown, of not knowing what will happen. Sometimes you'll get through the level without being invaded at all. And sometimes you'll get invaded constantly, bombarded with bad red man. But that feeling is what makes this game so unique. And a lot of people don't get that because this is their first Souls game. I gotta tell you, this game would be boring without PvP. Without the possibility of a bad red man invading you. I mean, it is. I mean, I hate playing through the base game. I just do it so I can get, more characters to get better builds to invade with. But the mechanic of being invaded is such a great thing because you can use it to your advantage. Like, you can make it more challenging with Taunter's Tongue runs, even if you're by yourself, or you can go through it with a buddy. 3 buddies is kind of overkill. Like I said, it's hard for one invader to take on 3 people. Is it doable? Yes, but it takes a lot of luck and a lot of skill to defeat them. As the invader is fighting 3 people, they have to think very rapidly about their movements of what to do, or they will get put down really fast. Being a skilled invader takes time, and if you're a new baby invader, just stick with it, and sooner or later you will start getting better. Is the game fun without PvP? I mean, somewhat yes and somewhat no. I find the DLC to be very fun. Fighting Mesmer the Impaler is a ball once you learn his movesets. But is it all I want out of this game? Absolutely not. At this point, I'm surprised PvP hasn't evolved yet. I mean, it's kind of better and kind of worse than Dark Souls 3. Dark Souls 3 had the balancing just right at the end there, but Elden Ring does not. Elden Ring has a lot better movement and you get a jump button, which is awesome. But if you can get one-shotted from a single weapon or spell, I mean, yes, that's not good. That's not fun times. That's scary business right there. Especially when you're getting 3 people shooting the same attack at you all at once. Like, I know you can imagine 3 Moonbellers at one time just going at it, L2 spamming away until, you hit that dreaded loading screen. But yeah, I don't get why there's so much hate against twinks. And these same people who hate twinks, they go up against a twink with multiple people. But if they hated twinks so bad, they could just play through the game solo and avoid them altogether. But they don't want to play through the game solo. They want to play with their friends without being invaded, right? Well, good for you that Night Rain's coming soon, right? You can play that. In other news, there's a new patch coming out here soon this year. New weapons, new armor. Well, it's not really new, it's kind of old armor, but redone. I think, yeah. Like, the Lucatil armor? I don't know if that's going to be cool or not, but we'll see. I hope they add a lot, and I hope they touch on, getting a new DLC for Elden Ring as well, other than, just the weapons and armor. This game is way too popular to die out this quick. We want more, Michael Zaki. Give us more. I don't know. I'm gonna stop here before I rant all day, because I could do this all day talking about twinks and gankers. And I will always feel somewhat sympathetic against twinks. Although I've been in that position before. Being rotted with no preserving boluses or whatever they're called. And them edge walking, those little cocky bastards. Yeah, that's about it. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. It really helps me out. And until next time, have fun, my dudes. Okay, bye.
Did you enjoy this video? Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. And if you get but hurt, always remember that this is mostly jokes with a little seriousness sprinkled in between. Remember to have fun and subscribe now to join the Nobody Army. I promise you will not be disappointed. Thank you for watching, my tarnished, and we will see you next time.
Like and subscribe, or I'll deathlight you in your sleep. This message has been approved by the mayor of Froggytown.